South Florida, the site of USL League One action tonight. Fort Lauderdale hosting FC Tucson. Derry Corf, FC Tucson, a goal last week against Forward Madison, one of the members of the Team of the Week in USL League One, and there's the USL League One's goal leader, Sean Hundal. No team in USL League One has played more matches this season than Fort Lauderdale CF, looking to bounce back after a loss at home to Union Omaha last weekend. Meanwhile, FC Tucson looking for its first victory of 2021. We're at Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, and we welcome you on this Sunday evening. I'm Ken LaVicka. Let's glance at the USL League One standings. Greenville, the defending champs, after a draw today with Union Omaha. They are even at the top of the table with their nemesis. There's Fort Lauderdale CF with the 6 points on the table. A loss last weekend at FC Tucson in their third match of the year. Let's take a look here at Fort Lauderdale, and it has been hit and miss, hit and miss, hit and miss all season. Benton Evans with a goal against North Texas. That was just 3 weeks ago. Fort Lauderdale has shown some flashes of brilliance, but they've alternated victories and defeats all 6 of their match days to this point in 2021. But Sean Hundal has been a major bright spot, USL League One's leading goal scorer. Shaq Adams for FC Tucson. He is dynamic. We know that. He led Tucson in goals in 2020. He already has a goal so far this season in the opener. If he can start to get a little bit of a rhythm with Derry Corf at the top of the FC Tucson formation, then FC Tucson will be back to its exciting goal-scoring ways. Could be a wide-open one tonight in South Florida. Fort Lauderdale and Tucson, and it comes up next. You're watching USL League One on ESPN+. Fort Lauderdale has been unable to string together consecutive victories so far in 2021. They'll try and get back to winning ways after a loss last weekend and get themselves in a position to win consecutive matches. FC Tucson, meanwhile, coming off that draw last weekend, looking for their first 3 points to the table in 2021. Here's the Fort Lauderdale 11. Shan Hundal at the top of the formation. Benton Evans right next to him, the Jamaican. Darren Powell, Fort Lauderdale head coach, with some thoughts about his team's effort last weekend in the 2-0 loss.
Last week's game was very even throughout the whole match. Omaha capitalised on their opportunities to score, and we were unable to capitalise on ours. So, you know, the result becomes 2-0, and obviously the players and staff are a little bit disappointed by the score, but we saw again a lot of positives in our approach, the way we were playing, our identity. And now the next stage for everybody within this development process is turning those performances and really good performances into results and wins.
So there's Darren Powell. What about John Gallus's FC Tucson side? Well, he's got Derry Corp, Franco Perez, Shaq Adams at the top of the formation. Corp, part of the USL League One Team of the Week. The veteran keeper, Wallace Lapsley, on the back end. And then a back four in Schoenfeld, Barnathan, Beek, and Frankie that'll have their work cut out for them tonight against Shan Hundal and company of Fort Lauderdale. Drive Pink Stadium. Also the home, at least for now, temporary home of Inter Miami on the MLS side. It is Fort Lauderdale in their black tops and white shorts here tonight. Tucson in all white. The whistle sounds, and we are underway here in Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale CF and FC Tucson. These two teams met twice in 2020, and both affairs were wild and dramatic. In fact, it was right here on this pitch on July 25th of last year. Fort Lauderdale was shown 2 red cards in the opening half, but Tucson had to score twice in the final 3 minutes of the match to pull out a 2-1 road victory. And then Fort Lauderdale would return the favor with a stoppage time goal and 94th minute goal to beat Tucson in the desert 2-1. That was on September 26th. Drake Callender in goal for Fort Lauderdale. You just saw him distribute. Callender, second straight match, second straight start. Darren Powell liked how Callender was able to face a Union Omaha onslaught, and while he conceded twice last weekend, he made a couple of significant saves, difficult saves, to keep Fort Lauderdale in the match. 78 degrees, your kickoff temperature tonight from Drive Pink Stadium. Rained a little bit earlier today throughout South Florida and in this Fort Lauderdale region. This is a nice ball through, an early opportunity, and it's converted! Fort Lauderdale needs only 90 seconds. It's deposited into the back of the net by Abel Caputo. A dream start for Fort Lauderdale. Abel Caputo, his first goal of the season. Outstanding buildup. It was Acosta playing it through, and Caputo, while Lapsley got a hand on it, able to push it over the goal line. And it's Fort Lauderdale 1, Tucson 0. Abel Caputo, the Venezuelan. And a physical tackle there by Christian Lou Young. And it's out of play. It'll be a Tucson throw. Well, Darren Powell is going to be thrilled with that after being held scoreless in the loss to Union Omaha last weekend, to get a goal in the first 90 seconds and do it out of the run of play. That is probably one happy gaffer on the touchline right now. So in the second minute, it's Abel Caputo with the goal off the assist from George Acosta. there's a free kick upcoming for Fort Lauderdale. For Acosta, that assist is also his 12th chance created this season. That is tops by a fairly significant margin in USL League One. He has now 3 more chances created than anybody else in League One. And yes, Fort Lauderdale CF has played the most matches of any squad right now in the league, but that is production. Acosta, dangerous, making things happen, and Caputo on the receiving end of it here tonight. Some space here for Tucson. Good build up here, and perhaps an opportunity on the run. Korf, can he get to it? The answer is no, and it'll go for a Fort Lauderdale goal kick. But good response there from FC Tucson. The Tucson goal last week in that 1-1 draw at Forward Madison. It was a brief lead for Tucson in that game. It was Derry Korf able to take advantage of a goalkeeper error. Miscommunication as the keeper tried to distribute it out of the back, and Korf was able to win possession and score, but FC Tucson would concede a goal shortly thereafter. Here's a very, very strong run from Ferriol, Manuel Ferriol, but defensively well done by Modesto Mendez of Fort Lauderdale to halt the proceedings. And Fort Lauderdale does well to force Tucson back in their defensive half. Hey, since 1947, Select's been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select, the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit SelectSportAmerica.com, SelectSportAmerica.com. Oh, some miscommunication in the back, a potential problem, and it's going to be a foul against Tucson. Now, that got a little bit dicey for Fort Lauderdale. Ferriol came up and thought that he had won the ball fairly. And our referee tonight, Alejo Calume, says, nope, there was contact. Yeah, that was messy from Mendez. Nearly overstepped the ball. And Ferriol simply fighting for possession. But the whistle blew. Tucson, though, showing some life after giving up the early goal in the second minute. In fact, 90 seconds in. It was Abel Caputo. Also proving that someone other than Shan Hoon-Dal can score on this Fort Lauderdale side. Hoon-Dal has been a monster. 4 goals so far this season. Here's a giveaway, and there's a whistle as being taken down to the turf was Franco Perez, who gets his first start of the season this evening, making his second appearance on the year for John Gallus' squad. Dakota Barnathan, headband and all, sends that sailing out of play. A bit ugly from the midfielder, who also wears the captain's armband, the former Pittsburgh Riverhound in the USL Championship. You can hear the wind blowing. It is significant here at Drive Pink Stadium. 15-mile-an-hour winds here at the onset of our match here tonight. Wallace Lapsley, the former New York Red Bull 2 keeper, with his first touch of the night, true controlled touch. He got a hand on the Abel Caputo goal, but not enough to keep it out of the back of the net. Here's a long ball forward. And that will stay in play. And well done by Brian Rosales to clear it. It was nearly given up to Shaq Adams. And now FC Tucson has some room to operate in the attacking third. But the flag is up And Tucson is offside. And you saw Derry Korf there look at Franco Perez and say, you've got to hold back for me. There is a look at Korf, the Englishman, also formerly of New York Red Bull 2. And here's a bad giveaway in the back. Walking in on goal and missing wide right was Danny Bedoya. Oh, Bedoya got taken down, and there's a yellow. They point to the spot. Alejo Calume, after Bedoya was taken down from behind. Now there's a discussion as Calume attempts to sort out the mess. Bedoya walked in, and it certainly looked like there wasn't much contact there, if any at all. The yellow came out, and has the yellow been actually given to Bedoya? No, they put the ball on the spot. The penalty's been given. So Tucson a chance to even things up in the 10th minute. We haven't been able to see a closer vantage point, but Franco Perez is going to take the penalty. So Perez cannot convert. It's saved by Callender. It struck his foot, and it remains 1-0 Fort Lauderdale. That was not a very ambitious attempt from Franco Perez. Put it into the middle of the net, and the diving Callender had committed left and got his foot on it. Here's the run-up, and just a grounder, middle of goal. And Callender comes up with the save. Franco Perez will not have been happy with the effort and especially the end result. So after penalty was given, and it certainly looked like Bedoya might have exaggerated the contact from behind that drew a yellow and the point to the spot, Tucson unable to take advantage. And now Fort Lauderdale on the move. Here's Evans. Evans full head of speed. Evans, right foot, save. It's loose in front of the goal, and it's cleared away. Poondal had a beat on it for a second. Evans forcing Lapsley into a save. It was a heavy rebound, but Tucson desperately clears. Tucson is under siege and nearly, just moments after missing a penalty, conceded a second here tonight. Well, both coaches, Darren Powell and John Gallus, thought that this match had the potential to be wide open. And that has certainly been the case to this point. So Fort Lauderdale has been in control for the most part. Mendez has Evans touch it through, and it's going to roll to Lapsley. And Tucson goes back to work. So in the second minute, Abel Caputo scored off a picture-perfect pass from George Acosta. FC Tucson then in the 10th minute drew a penalty, but Franco Perez gets stoned at the goal line by Drake Callender. And that yellow card that was given was shown to Modesto Mendez of Fort Lauderdale. But you can bet that Darren Powell's going to want to see replays of that and watch the film after this one to determine whether or not contact was actually made. Though it certainly was a mess made of it in the back by Fort Lauderdale that led to Bedoya walking in on Lapsley's, or on Callender's doorstep. And then the penalty. Actually, it was Poplawski, Ignacio Poplawski, who was shown the yellow. My apologies. That's his second yellow in the last 4 matches. He earned one against North Texas in a 4-2 loss 3 weeks ago from Arlington. Ken Levicka with you from Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. A 1-0 advantage for the hosts. Callender, a risky pass from the box. That's the second time he has gotten away with a little bit of risk there. Here's Venton Evans. He had a giveaway last weekend in the defensive third that led to Union Omaha's second goal. This is a good ball forward. Lou Young unable, though, to get a good touch, and it's cleared out of play. It will be a throw-in the attacking third, though, for Fort Lauderdale. Christian Lou Young, formerly of Tormenta 2 in USL League 1. Just to show you how many pieces Darren Powell has juggled here and his assets, how he's played along with them over the last month or so. Christian Lou Young against North Texas 3 weeks ago played left back, and now he's at the top of the formation tonight. Here's another sloppy series of action from Tucson in the defensive third. Here is Lou Young. Plays it back to Caputo. And the goal scorer has it knocked out of play. But Christian Lou Young played left back against North Texas tonight. He's along the front line with Hoondahl and Evans. Here's a whistle off the throw-in and a foul. So Hoondahl was getting a bit physical with Dakota Barnathan. There's a look at Darren Powell. Nice pastel pink tonight for the skipper. FC Tucson a year ago finished 6th in the USL League 1 table. 6 wins, 6 defeats, 4 draws. Callender, who has had some adventures back there tonight, is going to punch this out of play into the seats. Callender has not been particularly impressive with his feet tonight, other than the fact that he used his feet to keep out a penalty attempt from FC Tucson's Franco Perez. Fort Lauderdale, meanwhile, 4-9-3 last season, finished 10th in the table. Young is off to the races again. Sends it to Caputo. Caputo, low cross. Found a foot. It's cleared out of play, though. Acosta was unable to get a good touch on it and put a shot on goal. Fort Lauderdale leads U.S. League 1 in shots on target. As you see Caputo try to pick out Acosta. Acosta, a bit of a heavy first touch. Also some opportune defense by Jared Odenbeck. And it's a Fort Lauderdale throw-in. It's thrown into the area. Hoondahl will play it back. And Fort Lauderdale will reassess here. Evans. As that rolls out of play, Fort Lauderdale to throw. Evans, right before that North Texas match that I've referred to a couple of times in our opening 18 minutes. Nice turn here from Hoondahl. And we are going to have our first corner of the match, and it'll be awarded to Fort Lauderdale. But Evans wasn't even in the country, and then 2 days before the trip to Texas, Evans received his international transfer certificate and his P1 visa and started just 48 hours later in the 4-2 loss at North Texas. It'll be Acosta to deliver an in-swinger. Acosta's delivery. To the edge of the area, Hundal had a shot blocked down. Evans tries to turn and shoot. That's blocked. Acosta, as Tucson calls for an offside, and Tucson gets their wish. It is an offside, as Acosta never reestablished himself. Well, FC Tucson conceded early in the opening 90 seconds. They have done a nice job, though, of marking Sean Hundal, who has had a couple of close-in opportunities. Here is a bad giveaway. Young. Cross! Wanted Hundal! Just missed his left foot. And Tucson desperately trying to get out of trouble. They won't. Contact. The referee says play on. Young on his right foot. Crosses. It's heeled down and cleared away. Now Tucson, do they have something going here? No, they do not. Retrieving is Ethan Harden, who at 18 years old wears the captain's armband for Darren Powell's side. And Fort Lauderdale continues the onslaught. Good ball. Well played by Acosta. Full head of steam for Noah Allen. Left-footed shot wide of goal. Didn't get a good foot on it, but Allen and Fort Lauderdale continue to ask questions. You'll see here Christian Lou Young, as he walked in, nearly picked out Hundal, who was streaking in the near post. Hundal just makes himself so dangerous. A 21-year-old Canadian has seen action for the Canada U23. Fort Lauderdale presses. Barnathan has to retrieve. Him and Lapsley pepper back and forth. Much to John Gallus's dismay here in the opening two matches of the season for FC Tucson, they've been a bit gun shy. Only 16 total shots in the first two matches and 8 on target. So yes, the efficiency is good. You'll take 50%, but FC Tucson, no stranger to high-octane offense and scoring goals, 57 over the last 2 years coming into this season. But they have not put a lot of shots forth. 16 and 8 on target in 2 matches is not what John Gallus has in mind. And so when we asked him about it this week, he said, hey, it's just a matter of these players continuing to draw a connection, continuing to get comfortable with one another. And those shots will come, the opportunities will come. That nearly snuck its way through, but Brian Rosales, some opportune defending, and a foul is called. And Fort Lauderdale will free kick out of its defensive half. Alejo Calume already with a major decision, awarding a penalty in the 10th minute to FC Tucson, but Franco Perez was denied by Drake Callender. Your assistant referees, Trent Van Heetsma and Corey Wilt, and the fourth referee is Amiel Alaman. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forward-forever-proud. uslsoccer.com/forever-proud. A free kick here for Fort Lauderdale. Acosta and Allen will sort out who delivers. Allen, the 16-year-old. And it was Acosta who got cut down from behind by Bedoya. We've had one yellow awarded in this match, and that was delivered to Fort Lauderdale's Ignacio Poplowski. That led to the penalty that Tucson was unable to convert. Acosta looks at his chess pieces in front of him, but it'll be Allen to step over, Acosta delivers. Wide open Young. Nobody marked him, but he puts the header wide. He was all by himself on the back post. Lapsley was able to come out and at least be a presence, and that may have thrown Young off balance enough to keep it off target. A complete breakdown from the FC Tucson back four. Young was completely by himself. And Lapsley had to do all the legwork to keep this from becoming 2-0. What an opening half to this point for Fort Lauderdale. I mean, completely on the front foot. A few mistakes that they've been able to get away with, including a penalty save. But this has been Fort Lauderdale looking extremely comfortable here. Hoondahl uses that big 6'3" frame, box out the defender. Sends a ball across. Young, he has been everywhere. Young holds up play, spreads it out wide. Rosales right back to Young. Now to the top of the area. Acosta mishandled. It's played back and a foul. Got tied up with Bedoya, did Acosta. Christian Lou Young, the 24-year-old, has shown something tonight. Made 16 appearances for Fort Lauderdale a year ago. And this is already his 6th start in 6 matches for Darren Powell's side this season. Tucson trying to unlock this Fort Lauderdale midfield, and nothing doing here. And this will be a Tucson throw. Schenfeld will do the duties. And a long ball forward. Nice trap there from Adams. Shaq Adams turns. Nice ball through. Played in front, and completely missing was Perez. He was by himself. He could have tapped it in. And Perez unable to convert, and he slaps the turf in frustration. Korf picked him out, and Perez couldn't get his foot on it. That would have made it 1-1. From point blank, and Perez could not make contact with the ball. So Perez has had a penalty denied tonight, and he misses on the doorstep. And Fort Lauderdale back at it. Evans comes in from the left flank. Evans cuts it back, but had that possession deflected, and it's rolled out of play. Evans' right idea just didn't quite have the execution as he tried to get around his defender. Acosta had that played off of him, and Tucson's going to throw. For Fort Lauderdale, 62 shots on target, first in USL League One, 5 goals, that's third in the league. Hoondahl leads all of League One with his 4 tallies. George Acosta, 12 chances created so far this season. And here's something for Tucson potentially. Korf on his right foot, try to play it back. It bounds right to Ferriol. Plays it back to Korf. Derry Korf looking, probing, assessing. Still nothing doing. Now Schenfeld. And Korf once again. Fort Lauderdale, good shape defensively, and it's played to no one. Well done by Fort Lauderdale, staying patient defensively, and FC Tucson perhaps too patient there. And that goes back to what we were talking about with being a bit gun-shy. Tucson, the Tucson that we knew especially of last season, probably would have gotten a shot or 2 out of that trip into the attacking third. But instead, not even a shot taken. And John Gallus telling us this week when we chatted with him in advance of this match, hey, we've got to start taking some shots from outside the box. At least put some pressure on. That'll extend defenses. That certainly seems like that would have been one of those moments on the last run down the field for Tucson. But a giveaway in the midfield, and this is a good ball spread out wide. Korf punches it through. Shaq Adams can't get a foot onto it. It had some weird spin on it at the top of the area, and Acosta hits the turf again and earns his team a free kick. Now, Fort Lauderdale, we talked about some of their good numbers, where they stand in USL League One offensively. They have conceded 8 goals. That is worst in USL League One. But keep in mind, a lot of these numbers are skewed with the uneven starts for the clubs this year, and Fort Lauderdale coming in with the most matches played of any team. Young involved in a physical play. We have seen some pretty gnarly collisions here through the first half hour between these two sides. And Maxi Schenfeld gets a talking to by Alejo Kalume. Fort Lauderdale 1, Tucson 0. Again, a goal 90 seconds in from Abel Caputo. This rolls out of play. And it's a Tucson throw-in. Shaq Adams, full head of speed. 4 goals in 2020 for FC Tucson. That led the club. But Adams gives it up to Venton Evans. Fort Lauderdale with the black shirts tonight. Tucson in the all-white apparel. Can Tucson put on a little pressure here in the final 15 minutes of this first half? And perhaps an opportunity here with a free kick upcoming near the attacking third. Hey fans, follow your favorite USL team and the rest of USL League One all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Join the more than 12 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN Plus and watch League One live every week. Sign up today, espnplus.com, espnplus.com. I am one of the 12 million sports fans who have signed up, and just take it from me, you'll be happy. Danny Bedoya will do the honors here with this Tucson free kick. Can they at least put something on goal? Bedoya looks in, stands over, here's the whistle and the delivery. Dangerous ball to the back post, but this will roll out of play and be a Fort Lauderdale throw-in. There you see Drake Callender. What a night for him it's been. He saved a penalty in the 10th minute. Got his first start of the season last week. And Darren Powell saw enough to give him another go this weekend over Luis Amudio. And a stoppage in play. And it looks like we're going to have another talking to here. Looked like there was an issue with the throw-in. So Rosales will retreat and try this again. This is successful, and Schenfeld runs over Hundal. And there's a yellow. Well, we saw Schenfeld get called over by Alejo Kalume just a couple of moments ago. And he has seen enough. Our referee has seen enough as Schenfeld goes in the book. So now a yellow for both sides. Rosales dispossessed. Strong play by Manuel Ferriol. Now Derry Korf, right-footed shot just wide. He's not happy with the end result or the shot, but that is certainly what Tucson needs more of. Even if you have to attempt from distance, Derry Korf putting the 18th shot on goal this season, or 18th shot in the books this season, I should say, for Tucson. That not on target. Here's Schenfeld. Oh, nice move. Lobs it into the area. Shaq Adams whiffs on it. Ferriol skies it into the seats. But this is better from FC Tucson. They haven't tested Calendar, but starting to wake up a bit here. Manuel Ferriol, who just misfired there, and we'll take a look at this. This was set up nicely by Schenfeld. Adams did not get a good foot on it. It caromed right to Ferriol, but you could tell by the way Adams, that ball caromed off his foot, there was some wild spin on that, and it was going to take a lot for Ferriol to put some sort of controlled effort on goal. And a foul on Fort Lauderdale. Manuel Ferriol, the Spaniard, was signed by FC Tucson February of last year, but because of COVID-19 travel restrictions, could not leave Spain and get to the U.S. until September. We have another booking. And this is delivered to Ethan Hardin, the Fort Lauderdale captain. Ethan Hardin, who has his brother Drew on this Fort Lauderdale roster as well. Drew has missed the last several matches with a hamstring problem. Free kick sent into the box, and Calendar says, I'm going to make myself useful, and is able to nab that. Well, Tucson has grown into this match a bit more here in the later stages of the first half. But the damage from a poor start is seen on the scoreboard. There's John Gallus looking on. Second year as FC Tucson skipper. Calendar once again. Not a great ball from his goal. Shaq Adams. Shaq Adams. Here comes Adams, but he can't control, and it's out of play. And it's a goal kick. Shaq Adams appealing, saying that he was pushed in the back. Adams, before coming to Tucson, part of the Seattle Sounders U23, now known as Sound FC in USL League 2. After a red-hot start for Fort Lauderdale and a lot of attacking in the opening 25 minutes or so, it's been a bit quiet, but perhaps something here. Hundal, well done by Barnathan to win that, but Fort Lauderdale able to maintain possession. Acosta, and he is taken to the turf, and this will be a direct free kick. Sam Beek, the center back, looked like he caught Acosta on the heel. And Tucson's going to have to do some defending here. Beek comes up, and yes, a clumsy challenge. And a free kick from an extremely dangerous area here for Fort Lauderdale. Acosta and Allen, Venton Evans there as well. We'll see who gets the green light, as Fort Lauderdale looks to make this a 2-goal cushion. Evans to your left, Acosta in the middle, Allen on your right-hand side. 39th minute, And an opportunity here for Fort Lauderdale. Evans pleads his case to take the free kick. Acosta stands over it. Tucson sets up the wall in front of Wallace Lapsley's goal. Perhaps a pivotal moment here, just inside 40 minutes. And Evans retreats. Acosta forces Lapsley to make a diving save. Young for the rebound. Christian Lou Young saw it fall to his right foot. Fort Lauderdale 2, Tucson 0. Fort Lauderdale has earned this 2-0 advantage. And while Lapsley made the save on the free kick, it was the Sam Beek foul and the conceded free kick that sets up the goal. You see Lapsley's save. Young, though, leaks out behind Schenfeld, who didn't mark him, and Young puts it up and over Lapsley, tap of the net, and Fort Lauderdale, a dominant opening half. And a very deserved goal for Christian Lou Young as well. He has been an absolute spark for Fort Lauderdale tonight. Here's Korf. Tucson's going to have to start getting in desperation mode here. A high hanging cross that got caught up in the wind. Schenfeld put it up into that 15, 16 mile an hour wind, and it floats right to Callender, who had to read it for a moment like a center fielder and was able to haul it into his chest. You can hear that wind whipping around, and the wind just knocked down that pass as well. Rosales had to retrieve, and it's played back to Callender. Fort Lauderdale with a goal from Abel Caputo. 2nd minute, Christian Lou Young moments ago, 39th minute. Off of a rebound. It was Caputo, or Acosta, I should say, who put forth the free kick. Lapsley the save. And Evans is offside as he claps his hands in frustration. That was close, but Evans looked like his right leg was offside in that buildup. We mentioned Drew Harden out with the hamstring for Fort Lauderdale CF. Tucson missing Jordan Pena with a knock that he suffered in practice this week. Did not make the trip here to South Florida. Tucson on the move. Noah Frankie playing out of the back. Tucson pushing everyone forward now. Trying to get some life into this attack, but it's given away. Danny Bedoya able to dive and knock a ball out of play on what could have been a dangerous pass up ahead to Venton Evans. Getting late here in the first half. Tucson certainly could use some time in the locker room, resort themselves. Fort Lauderdale got off on the right foot immediately with an Abel Caputo goal, and they have not looked back. Evans up ahead to Young. Young, the goal scorer, on his right foot, tries to deliver a cross, knocked out of play, corner upcoming for Fort Lauderdale. Christian Lou Young had an interesting travel-filled college career. Started at Army, then went to Broward College in South Florida, just miles away from where we're at Drive Pink Stadium right now, and then finished his college career at Akron. Scored 3 goals in college. This will be the left-footed Noah Allen to do the corner duties. Allen sends it in, headed away, but kept in possession by Poplawski. Acosta taken down, regains his footing, retains possession. Hardin plays it through. Acosta! He's denied. Young, Evans! Evans denied! Wallace Lapsley, 2 huge saves. Somehow, Lapsley keeps this from becoming 3-0. Acosta denied by the right foot of Lapsley. Young picks out Evans. Look at the left hand extended. What a save from Lapsley. 2 outstanding saves. Man, does Tucson need this halftime whistle. And they're not done yet. Noah Allen will send in another cross. Here's the corner. Lapsley punches it high into the air. Kept in by Fort Lauderdale. Hundal. Hardin sends it high and wide. And Tucson can exhale. Some dicey moments once again for Tucson. It wasn't pretty, but they got the job done there. And it was Sam Beek who was able to keep Hundal from turning and firing, instead having to defer to Hardin. And there's 2 minutes of stoppage time on the way. And we are into it now. 2-0 Fort Lauderdale. Hundal is pushed from behind. The referee says play on. It was Beek who got away with the physical play. Now he's taken down. And there is a whistle and a foul. Abel Caputo a bit too physical for Fort Lauderdale. Now Hundal gets tied up with Korf. Here's Tucson. Bedoya up the right side. Taken down, no whistle. Frankie looking for a free kick, and he won't get it, but Tucson will get a corner. It's a short corner, a rushed corner, flying in and feeding. Here's Korf, right-footed shot, knocked down. Shaq Adams, he whiffs on it. And a nice tackle by Schenfeld to keep Lou Young from getting out on the run. Shaq Adams pulled down by Rosales. Now Rosales and Adams start to push and shove a bit. Tucson rushing to try and deliver a free kick, float something into the box. Man, Shaq Adams been a tough half for him. He has whiffed on 2 balls right at his feet. Ferrial delivers, and it curls right to Callender. The wind took it right to him, and he falls to the turf and protects, and there's our halftime whistle. Fort Lauderdale gets a goal in the 2nd minute from Abel Caputo, and then they strike again thanks to Christian Lou Young in the 39th minute. The first 45, all Fort Lauderdale, and your score at the break. Fort Lauderdale CF 2, FC Tucson 0. Both teams headed to the locker room. The one team feeling much better about itself. Fort Lauderdale 2, Tucson 0. Halftime after this. You're watching USL League One on ESPN+. Halftime in South Florida, where it is Fort Lauderdale CF and FC Tucson at the break after 45 minutes. We had some rare air, some history made with goalkeepers on Wednesday night. The third goalkeeper assist in USL League One's existence. Omaha's Rashid Nuhu blasted that ball downfield. Late substitution, Greg Hurst, and he deposited his second goal of the season in a 1-0 win at New England. That got us thinking about the other goalkeeper assists in League One, and both of them were by Tucson's Carlos Marancio. Many watching tonight obviously remember Marancio, September 5th, 2020. At home against Richmond, Marancio sends a long ball. It was chased down by Shaq Adams for the goal. Tucson a 2-2 draw in that match. And then July 3rd, 2019, first goalkeeper assist in league history. Marancio did it against Toronto, 26th minute. Jordan Jones, the recipient, and he was able to plant it in the back of the net. So Nuhu joins Marancio as the only keepers with an assist in the 2+ year history of USL League One. Hey, unfinished business earlier today in USL League One, what would have been the championship match a year ago, and it was Greenville off to a quick start with a beautiful Lomas goal. That his third of the season as he tucks it inside the post, and Greenville was off to a 1-0 advantage in the 35th minute. Greenville nearly able to make Omaha pay off of a bad mistake, but a miss over the bar, and Greenville would go on to rue that miss. That should have been planted. It should have been 2-0 at that point. Omaha in what could end up being the goal of the year in USL League One. It gets volleyed outside the area. That blast, the ambition and the skill from Firmino. And we were level at 1 in the 59th minute. A right-footed blast from Firmino. And these two teams were even at a goal apiece. Late, a chance for Greenville to steal this. Ibarra with room, but what a save. And that would keep this match level at 1-1, and that would be your final. As Greenville and Omaha, a thrilling 1-1 draw. Halftime, Fort Lauderdale CF and FC Tucson. We'll be back with more. You're watching USL League One on ESPN+.
This is Jake Edwards, and you are listening to Steal Some Time.
First buy or sell of the day. Oscar Minez is a top 3 set piece specialist in the USL Championship. Scott, you buying or selling that?
Take all the money in my bank account. I think Oscar, I will buy that. And really, I would say that I would have bought that from like 2017, 2018 on.
Brought down one time, what a strike! Dion, he now has a place. Into the back, and Dylan Barris. Harris sends it out. And a goal
halftime, Fort Lauderdale 2, Tucson 0. As we get closer and closer to second half action here in South Florida, USL League One news and notes. Tormenta has never beaten North Texas. They are currently in action, and North Texas has just taken the lead in that match. Toronto rejoins League One next Saturday for a late night kickoff. Damian Beater, he is the player of the week in USL League One. Union Omaha, a second win in a first pair of matches. Union Omaha drawing today with Greenville. Here's the USL League One scoreboard. Ford Madison gets the victory 1-0 yesterday over North Carolina FC. There's that Greenville Union Omaha match that we saw highlights from a few moments ago. North Texas just took the lead 2-1 on South Georgia Tormenta. And New England and Chattanooga are underway, just underway, in fact. The upcoming schedule, ESPN Plus matches, Richmond and North Carolina next Saturday, 6:30. Chattanooga and this Fort Lauderdale squad. Tormenta has Greenville. 10 o'clock Eastern Time, Toronto in their debut against North Texas. Ford Madison has Union Omaha on May 26th. And also May 26th, Toronto FC2 and Tucson on ESPN Plus. Fort Lauderdale, the 2-0 halftime advantage on Tucson. Second half after this, it's ESPN Plus and USL League One. It's been a whole lot of Fort Lauderdale so far through 45 minutes. Can Tucson find its way back into this game? Got a lot of work to do. Fort Lauderdale 2, Tucson 0 at the break. Ken LaVicka back with you from Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. Let's look at some highlights, and it didn't take long for us to have our first highlight. Second minute, 90 seconds in. Through ball, Acosta to Caputo. Abel Caputo scores. And a dream start for Fort Lauderdale. Acosta, perfect weight on that ball. And Caputo blasts it in off of Wallace Lapsley. And it was 1-0 Fort Lauderdale. In the 9th minute, Tucson had an opportunity. Completely by himself, Danny Bedoya clipped on from behind. The referee said Ignacio Popolowski clipped him on the heel. We're not terribly sure about it. Franco Perez took the penalty. Drew Callender denied it. Perez decided to go middle of the goal, and Callender, who had committed left, it was not well struck, and Callender able to make the save. Then 39th minute, or 35th minute I should say, to Ansi for the second goal. It was Christian Lou Young putting a header wide, but Young would get a second opportunity, and this time he would connect on a rebound off of a free kick, blast it into the top of the net. And Christian Lou Young, who had misfired just a few minutes earlier, did get his goal, 2-0 Fort Lauderdale at halftime. It has been all Fort Lauderdale, 11 shots to 4. Tucson's woes trying to put the ball towards the goal continue. 6 shots on target for Fort Lauderdale of those 11. 51-49 in terms of possession. Fort Lauderdale has been issued 2 yellow cards. FC Tucson has been shown 1. But it has absolutely been all Fort Lauderdale. They have pushed it. They have controlled the pace, controlled the tempo, and they've been the side that have created the opportunities. And there's your goal score, the second tally for Fort Lauderdale, Christian Lou Young, who tonight, as part of Darren Powell's 4-3-3 at the top with Hoondahl and Evans, and Young has rewarded his manager, moving him from the back line to the front. He has looked very, very good on the attack. Tucson's going to have to grow some confidence here in the attack and start putting some shots forth as we are back underway in breezy but beautiful Fort Lauderdale. This time of year, mid-May, to have it 78 degrees instead of a muggy, paltry mid-80s on a Sunday evening. Trust me when I tell you, everybody here will take it. John Gallus said that last July, when his team picked up a late 2-1 victory here in Fort Lauderdale, he had completely sweated through his shirt. It was untucked by the time the final whistle had blown. He looked like an absolute mess. He said, I didn't care. We got the win in what was just a wild match, with Fort Lauderdale showing 2 red cards in the opening half, but Tucson needing 2 desperation goals in the 87th and the 90th minute to pick up a road victory. Tucson's going to have to do some significant work here to win for a second straight season here in South Florida. Tucson's Frankie. Give it up to Bedoya, who sprays it out wide to Derry Corf. This is played up ahead. Perez unable to come up with it, and Young will send it away. There's a long ball across the field. Fenton Evans nifty off his back heel, maintains possession, and a nice pass forward to Noah Allen. Allen, cross, blocked down, but a shot and another goal, George Acosta! It caromed right to him, and he tucked it inside the post. Fort Lauderdale 3, Tucson 0, George Acosta. It was blocked out, but Fort Lauderdale putting the pressure on. They've come in waves all evening, and Acosta the beneficiary. Odenbeck did his best to break everything up, but he pushed it right to Acosta's right foot. Acosta with a goal and an assist tonight. The assist came in the 2nd minute. The goal comes in the 48th. And it looks like we may have an injury here to a Tucson player. Kalen Fox will come on, the 26-year-old center back. And that might be we'll see who's going to come on for it. You can see that Dakota Barnathan had his hand on knees. Perhaps he picked up a knock. We'll see. But we are going to see Kalen Fox here come on for Tucson with his squad down 3-0. The bottom is completely fallen out for Tucson here in South Florida on this Sunday night. Fort Lauderdale's hunting for more. Rosales came up and challenged a ball that looked like it was destined for Derry Corf. Quick throw in here, and Tucson's going to have a free kick. And it was Dakota Barnathan who was banged up, so perhaps he's coming off. Shaq Adams. Adams' right foot took a deflection out of play. Looks like it hit Harden in the elbow. It'll be a corner for Tucson. Danny Bedoya is going to handle it with a right foot. This will be an outswinger. Delivers, knocked down. Evans will clear it out of the back. That was much better from Evans, who last week against Union Omaha in a similar situation tried to simply dribble it out of the back and ended up giving it away, and Union Omaha would shortly thereafter plant it in the back of the net. Here's a steal, and Tucson grabs the possession back. 3-0 Fort Lauderdale. Goals for Caputo, Young, and Acosta. Shaq Adams, it finds his right foot. And as he was trying to set up for a shot, he simply handed it to Ethan Harden, who cleared it away. Now Venton Evans off to the races. He streaks up the left flank. Had Allen coming from his rear, and then Evans eventually gives it away. Adams dispossesses Evans. Tucson's going to have to play with some urgency now. Corf is taken down. Rosales whistled for the infraction. And is simply played short to Corf. Corf will step in. Ferriol spreads it to the right. Played in there by Frankie. Didn't find its target, but it is kept in play by Schenfeld. Schenfeld into the box, headed away. And Fort Lauderdale is going to try and get out on the counter. Hoondahl. Hoondahl trying to dribble through three defenders. Hoondahl maintains possession. Hoondahl has Acosta on the back post. Hoondahl, step over. And Hoondahl will play it back. Well done by Tucson to get back. Took out all the passing channels, and Hoondahl was not going to be able to find Acosta. You on the road, you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC, North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and the brand new USL All Access featuring Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Man, those guys are talented. Fans of the USL can now listen to the best matches of the week, along with action from MLS, the Premier League, and the UEFA Champions League. Sirius XM FC channel 157 on your Sirius XM radio and the Sirius XM app. Technology is just wonderful, and when it's mixed with soccer, even better. Noah Allen took that right off the face. It falls right to Shaq Adams. Frankie looking across, sends it in low. Adams puts it on his right foot. Now his left foot has it blocked, and it caroms for a corner. Shaq Adams making himself dangerous in his presence felt here in this second half with his team down 3-0. It's a quick corner, but Fort Lauderdale comes out of there with it. It's Hoondahl leading the counter. Check that. That was Caputo leading the counter. This is floated to Hoondahl, but it goes right under his foot. A bit uncoordinated there from Sean Hoondahl. A rare mistake on the attack for the 21-year-old. And Tucson will hoof it back into its defensive half for the throw-in. Well, it took Fort Lauderdale 90 seconds to score here tonight, coming out of the locker room. And then coming out of the locker room at the half, it took Fort Lauderdale about 2.5 minutes to find a third goal. Adams misplayed it, but still forces Ethan Harding to clear it away. Adams, quick throw in. Perez, a step slow, unable to get there. It has not been a great night for the Argentine Franco Perez. Playing between Adams and Korf at the top of the FC Tucson formation. He has been denied on a penalty in the 10th minute, and then on a perfect cross from Derry Korf later in the first half, he was unable to get a foot on it from point blank that would have evened up this match at 1-1. Acosta. It was Fort Lauderdale. Gains control of this match back. Rosales, edge of the area, try to play it back, and it's intercepted by Manuel Ferriol. Can Tucson get anything going? Korf is imploring his team to push forward. Bedoya plays it to the back. That's where he finds Sam Beek, the 22-year-old German. You hear that wind whipping once again here in Fort Lauderdale. And once again, Tucson listlessly gives it away. And it's misplayed there by Derry Korf as the frustrations continue. This is going to end up being, unless something wild happens, though Derry Korf has it on his right foot, and Callender a diving save as he protects that far post. Bedoya found Korf. Strong attempt with his right foot. That was destined for the net, and Callender with the save. Well, what I was saying is that unless something drastic happened here, this was going to go down clearly as Fort Lauderdale's best effort of the season. Then Korf predictably almost planted one. Here's the corner. This is loose, and it is Perez who floated it right to Callender. Perez once again point blank and couldn't get a good foot on it, and Callender watched it into his chest. It was hit down towards Perez, and all he could do with it was punch it right to Derek Callender. Drake Callender has had a very, very productive night in the Fort Lauderdale net. But now Tucson starting to put some pressure on. They're going to need a whole lot of this, and it's going to need to be extended, a very extended period of time. 58th minute, Fort Lauderdale 3, Tucson 0. Ken LaVicka with you at Drive Pink Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, and this is given away. Fort Lauderdale on the move again. Acosta with his shirt held. The referee says play on. Odenbeck should have received a whistle. Tucson's about to have some mass substitutions here. Here's a cross. Couldn't find Shaq Adams, but it does find Derry Korf. Korf to Bedoya. Bedoya shot, and he missed it wide. Callender was beaten, but it was off the mark. You see the Schenfeld cross never made its way to Adams. Korf gave it up to Bedoya, and his shot just off the mark. It curled at the last moment. Another corner for Tucson. Evans made a mess of this. It's kept in. A shot's blocked down. Evans, this time, will clear it. And can Acosta get there? Yes, he can. A striking Rosales in the middle of the field. Acosta, though, a heavy touch failed him, and Tucson wins it back. Charlie Dennis is about to come on for Tucson. Joao Delgado is going to come onto the pitch as well. And Gio Calixtro will sub in as well. In mere moments, a trio of Tucson players will come into the match. As John Gallus looks for some fresh legs to try and pull themselves out of the abyss here. Here's Korf. Looks in on Rosales. Floats it into the box. Callender, no problem, comes sliding in to make a two-handed catch. Ethan Harden gives it up to Allen. Noah Allen races it into the attacking half. Plays it forward for Hundal. He was pushed off that ball initially. Good recovery from Beek after he nearly gave it back to Hundal. Now Tucson's on the move. Korf makes a turn to Ferriol. Now Shaq Adams. Is he going to turn on the burners here, or is he going to send a long ball forward? Instead, he plays it back. Tucson looking to probe. This has been some sustained pressure from Tucson. It's played out wide. Schenfeld, left-footed cross. Perez couldn't get a head on it. It lands to Adams. Shaq Adams, step over. Crosses. Callender mishandled it and unable to push it through is Barnathan. Glorious opportunity for Tucson. Callender made a mistake and Barnathan couldn't finish. That's the night it's been for Tucson. My goodness. Schenfeld floated it in. Perez couldn't do anything with it. And now here comes the substitutions. Charlie Dennis is in. Odenbeck comes off. In the Tucson midfield, João Delgado, he comes on. And here's Calixtro. So a trio of substitutions here for Tucson. Shaq Adams has exited the match for Tucson. Well, Tucson should have had a goal. And Franco Perez comes off as well. Franco Perez had an evening to forget for Tucson. And Poplawski is banged up here for Fort Lauderdale. A yellow has been shown to Noah Frankie. So both teams have collected a pair of yellow cards tonight. So Delgado, Dennis, Calixtro all on for FC Tucson. Adams, as well as Perez and Odenbeck. Their night is over. A foul line Hundal of Fort Lauderdale. Well, Tucson has come close to a goal on two separate occasions here in the second half. One, an outstanding save from Drake Callender on Derry Korf with a right-footed shot from just outside the box. Then moments ago, missing a tap-in was Barnathan. After Callender had misplayed it in front of his own goal. Calixtro pushes it to Korf, the lone remaining forward in the match that started this contest for Tucson. He's played off the ball by a very active Brian Rosales. And the young Cuban plays it back to his 23-year-old keeper, Drake Callender. Tucson still applying some pressure. Here's Dennis to Korf. Korf to Dennis. Played through to Korf. Can Korf get there? No. Cleared out by Harden. Quick throw in here for Tucson. This is better from Tucson. It's just a shame it took them till past the hour mark. Here's Dennis on his left foot. Has to push it back out. Mishandled Hundal for a moment had a beat on it, but it's retrieved by Schenfeld. FC Tucson still trying to find itself. Just over 2.5 matches into its 2021 campaign. Tucson was previously owned by Phoenix Rising, the USL Championship side. But during this offseason, and it was announced officially in February, Phoenix Rising transferred the ownership to Benevolent Sports Tucson, at an ownership conglomerate, becoming the only independent sports franchise in Tucson. It has become a significant part of the framework of the sports community in Tucson. We're going to see some Fort Lauderdale substitutions now. Saavedra and Curry will enter. Joshua Saavedra will enter, and here's Mitchell Curry on for Sean Hundal. Mitchell Curry finally made available to this club this week. The former Sunderland man. And now Saavedra waits to come into the game. And he'll take Abel Caputo, our first goal scorer, off. So Mitch Curry for Shan Hundal, Josh Saavedra for Abel Caputo. Those the first two substitutions for Fort Lauderdale. Comfortable 3-0 advantage for Fort Lauderdale. Calixtro for Tucson lost his footing. Fort Lauderdale wins another ball. The United Soccer League, all 12 League One clubs and its players stand together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. For more information on the USL's commitment to change through the United Against Racism campaign, visit uslsoccer.com. United Against Racism at uslsoccer.com. This has been an incredibly active evening for Fort Lauderdale. They have done a lot right. Poplawski hooks that out of play. Tucson a quick throw. There was another ball on the field already. And our official, Alejo Calume, says, hey, there's still another ball on the field. The two-ball approach, not legal. 68th minute, 3-0 Fort Lauderdale. And unless something drastic happens, it will continue this odd 2021 trend for Fort Lauderdale of alternating a win with a loss with a win. Week 1, it was a 1-0 loss to New England 2. Match day 2, 1-0 win at Tormenta. That was Shan Hundal scoring on the counter. Then a 4-2 loss at North Texas, followed by a 2-1 home win and a 2-goal performance for Hundal against Richmond Kickers. And then last week's 2-0 defeat here at Drive Pink Stadium to Union Omaha. So it certainly looks like Fort Lauderdale is going to get another chance to string together a winning streak. As we're just past the 9 o'clock hour Eastern time here in South Florida. The second to last USL League One match of the weekend. Fort Lauderdale wins this back. Here is a shot and a denial. Mitch Curry saw Lapsley keep that out of goal, and then a long attempt from Rosales flies out of play. Wallace Lapsley has been under siege through portions of tonight. Did well there to deny Curry. Lapsley was taken 36th overall by New York Red Bulls in the 2020 MLS Super Draft. Made 11 appearances for New York Red Bull 2 last season, 25 saves combined. After a wildly successful college career at UC Davis, where he was All Big West first team in 2019 and left as the school's all-time leader in wins, save percentage, shutouts, and goals against average in a season. He has conceded 3 here tonight, but he's also made some spectacular saves to ensure it's not worse. Harden gives it away. Tucson, and nothing there. His calendar's going to fall on it. That was Delgado, unable to do really anything with it with that cross. He simply just fed it to Rosales, who got it to his keeper, Drake Callender. Now, you can definitely tell which club is in match day 6 and which is only 3 matches into the season. Just a crisp performance tonight from Fort Lauderdale. This gets through, but the flag is up. Curry was offside. And Peak was saying, how come it took so long to see that flag? I was playing a high line. Of course he's offside. But who would have thought that Fort Lauderdale would put 3 on the score line in a dominant performance, and Shan Hundal will not have been any of the goal scorers here tonight. Tucson trying to put pressure on Callender, and Charlie Dennis with a weak attempt that Callender falls on. It was off the mark, and now Fort Lauderdale trying to get out on the break. Acosta sends it out wide. This is played into the box. It's loose. Lapsley got a hand on it, it appeared. And it'll be a goal kick upcoming. Well, Fort Lauderdale trying to hit on the counter. Because they're looking for more. They've got their 3, and they're not going to let up. Still battling out of the back. Dennis is dispossessed. One back by Fort Lauderdale. Boblovsky tried to deliver it to Evans. And instead he mishandled it out of play. Drake Callender, the former Cal man, an all Pac-12 first teamer in 2017. His second appearance, second start of the season. Tucson, Calixtro on his right foot, and Harden denies him. Sends it out of play for a corner. Good one-on-one defending there from the 18-year-old captain, the Englishman, Ethan Harden. Out of the Inter Miami Academy. And he has turned heads. Not only here with this Fort Lauderdale side, but with the top division club as well. The corner is delivered well long, headed down, and it rolls out for a goal kick. North Texas has a 2-1 lead over Tormento right now. That's in the 76th minute in Arlington. '32nd minute between New England 2 and Chattanooga. They are scoreless. Calixtro for Tucson. Plays it through. Good ball. And Tucson has its goal. João Delgado puts FC Tucson on the board. And it's 3-1 in the 75th minute. Well, the best run of play we've seen from Tucson tonight are results in the goal. And it's two subs who get the job done. Gio Calixtro to João Delgado. They both enter the match at the same time, and they cut Fort Lauderdale's advantage to 2 goals. Noah Allen, as Fort Lauderdale looks to get it right back. Acosta, down the right side, right-footed shot, blasts it 4 rows deep into the seats. Now, weirder things have happened. This would be quite a climb for Tucson to be able to pull off. But Fort Lauderdale did enter the match with the most goals conceded in USL League One. That is their 9th conceded goal this season. But just a light damper to what has been an excellent Fort Lauderdale performance here tonight. And a reminder that the USL on ESPN continues with a midweek rivalry matchup on ESPN Deportes Thursday, June 3rd. Copa Tejas returns when El Paso Locomotive FC visits Austin Bold FC for a 9 p.m. Eastern Time contest in the Lone Star State. El Paso and Austin on ESPN Deportes Thursday, June 3rd at 9 p.m. Eastern. Venton Evans gets behind the defense, and what a goal! He finds the back of the net, a superb individual effort. Venton Evans, his 2nd goal of the season. Fort Lauderdale 4, Tucson 1. Venton Evans got behind the defense, was able to fight off a defender, and finish with his left foot. A great ball forward. Evans, an excellent run and precision. What a potent attack tonight from Fort Lauderdale. Well, just minutes after Tucson scored for the first time tonight, Fort Lauderdale answers. Alex Knox is going to come on for FC Tucson. Derry Korf will see his night come to an end, so all 3 forwards will end up being replaced here tonight. And Dyron Reyes will take Christian Liu Young off. Christian Liu Young, who scored the 2nd of the night for Fort Lauderdale. And a well-deserved round of applause from the Fort Lauderdale bench for Christian Liu Young. So Reyes, the Cuban international, will line up alongside Mitch Curry and Venton Evans at the top of this Fort Lauderdale 4-3-3. 79th minute, 4-1 Fort Lauderdale. Abel Caputo scored 90 seconds into this one, and it set the tone for the rest of the night. Here's Knox, newly on for Tucson. Sends it into the box. Dennis sends it back, and it's sent out wide. Delgado, who scored the only Tucson goal, had that pass deflected and taken away. Kept in the attacking third, though, by Tucson, but they're going to have to retreat into their defensive half. Going to be plenty here for Tucson to learn from. They have been diced up tonight. Caputo in the 2nd minute, Young in the 39th minute, Acosta in the 48th minute right out of the locker room, and then Evans moments ago accounting for all 4 Fort Lauderdale tallies. here's a takedown from behind. That looked to be a bit dangerous from Manuel Ferreal, and he is going to receive a yellow. Noah Allen took the worst of that. There is the yellow card. Ferreal comes over, a nice display of sportsmanship, and says, sorry, Noah, and helps him up. Noah Allen, the Inter-Miami Academy player, making his 6th start of the season in 6 matches. The 16-year-old has become a very important piece to this Fort Lauderdale side, a very bright future for him. Reyes to the aforementioned Allen. Can Allen win that? The answer is no, as Sam Beek plays him off the ball. Next Saturday, Fort Lauderdale has a very entertaining Chattanooga side. Meanwhile, Tucson is back at it next Wednesday. They'll take on Toronto 2. A fight for it. One out of the midfield by Tucson. Calixtro. Contact near the edge of the area. Was it in the box? And the answer is no. It was outside the area. It'll be a free kick here for Tucson. Alejo Calume got a good look at it. We'll take a closer look here. Calixtro. Oh, that was close. That is very, very close. Dennis is going to take the free kick, and that contact came right at the edge of the area. Problem is for Calixtro, his body, his momentum was carrying outside the box. That's a tough call for the referee to make, to grant someone a penalty. Dennis on his left foot. Dennis has it headed high up into the air by Calixtro, and it'll be a goal kick for Fort Lauderdale. Nothing doing there for Tucson. Charlie Dennis, previously with Tormenta, the 25-year-old Englishman. Went to college about 45 minutes up the road from here in Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach Atlantic in downtown West Palm Beach. Dennis sees it deflect, and that is deflected out of play. And there should be a corner upcoming for Tucson. We're about to see another substitution here. Appears as if it'll be Dennis to deliver this corner. And here it is, to the back post. Headed down, saved by Callender. Alex Knox got a head on it. Callender read it well and makes a diving stop. And then sends a long ball forward. And we were looking for our 4th goalkeeper assist in USL League One history. And Kalen Fox will come in for Tucson. We thought he was going to come on early in the second half. That never materialized. But he will see some action here. Tucson gets back on the ball. Calixtro, dispossessed. One away and cleared by Mendez. And then a misplay, and it's Mitch Curry. Curry on the run. Curry's cross. And Acosta was a bit late on the run, and Sam Beek clears it from the mouth of the goal. Curry didn't like his angle, but perhaps he should have at least just given it a go. Schenfeld will come off for Tucson, and Kalen Fox is on. So Max Schenfeld says good evening. And Kalen Fox. The former Reading United and Mississippi Brillaman comes on. Played for a couple of seasons in Iceland as well, did Kalen Fox. Played in Husavik, Iceland, and Tucson, Arizona. Two fairly different climates. Cross to the top of the box, chested down, no problem. And now a whistle after Diamond Reyes showed off some fancy footwork. And a foul against FC Tucson. Final couple of minutes remaining in a night that has been all Fort Lauderdale. They've got Chattanooga, like we said, next week. They'll be up in Tennessee, and then it's at New England, too. Forward Madison comes here to drive Pink Stadium. A trip to North Carolina the week after. North Carolina falling to Forward Madison yesterday. A late goal. We believe that a yellow has been shown, potentially to the FC Tucson bench. So we'll get that sorted out. That would be yellow number 4 on the night for FC Tucson. And Luca Mastrantonio, the 24-year-old center back who is on the Tucson bench, was shown the yellow. So a bad night gets even worse for FC Tucson. Here's Dennis. Plays it through, well done, but Callender came up to challenge, and he keeps it out of his goal. That was a nifty pass from Dennis, but Callender able to come up, make the challenge, and won that battle. And Rosales breaks that up. Venton Evans has a ton of room to operate. Evans picks out Acosta and continues his run. Acosta to Evans. Can Evans have a second? Oh, yes, he can! Venton Evans, goal number 2 on the night. Fort Lauderdale in a rout. It's 5-1. An offensive explosion for Fort Lauderdale. Just a relentless display of soccer tonight from the hosts. And the hits just keep on coming. Acosta, his second assist of the night. Evans, his second goal of the night. Who do you choose for a man of the match? Venton Evans and his 2 goals, or Acosta with his 2 assists and a goal? That is quite a debate to be had, though Acosta got this entire thing started, this avalanche on the attack for Fort Lauderdale with the gorgeous assist to Abel Caputo 90 seconds into the match. And then Acosta grabbed a stranglehold of this match with his goal right out of the locker room in the 48th. And we're going to have 2 Fort Lauderdale substitutions come on. Braxton Najib enter. And Najib's going to take Poplawski off. And then you also have Francisco Raggio, a South Florida native. He's about to come on. And off comes George Acosta. What a night for Acosta. Acosta, who is with Fort Lauderdale on loan from Inter Miami, you can bet that Phil Neville and company are going to be giving him some more looks here. What a night for Acosta. So Najib and Raggio are on. Braxton Nahib, former Birmingham Legion man. And those two come on late in this Fort Lauderdale blowout of Tucson. 5-1 scoreline. Here's Dennis on his left foot. Deflects off Rosales, falls to Calixto. High boot. Callender able to come out of there unscathed with that Calixto boot near his face, and Callender will simply send it away. 4 minutes of stoppage time here. It's a mere formality at this point. Fort Lauderdale is going to win for a third time this season. Tucson trying to put something good on film here in the remaining 4 minutes of action. Tyron Reyes with a strong turn to Rosales, right back to Reyes. Is Fort Lauderdale looking for more? Reyes fought off Fox. And this is knocked out of play, and it'll be a Tucson throw-in. Fort Lauderdale started the year struggling a bit on offense. Shutout in week 1 against New England 2. A first half goal on the counter against Tormenta held up in their second match. Started to show some signs of life out of the run of play in that 4-2 loss, that disastrous second half at North Texas the week after. Then scored 2 against Richmond, including a set-piece goal from Hoondahl late in that one to steal the 3 points. Stymied by Union Omaha last week, but here tonight, an absolute explosion as that is sent wide. But a lot of pieces starting to fit here for Fort Lauderdale. You know about Hoondahl. Venton Evans has certainly got his footing now after a month with this club. Christian Young, if he can continue his upward trend, that makes for a very formidable front line. Kalen Fox playing out of the back, sends a cross into the box, and it's whiffed on by Knox. Collected, though, by Knox. Knox turns, he'll cross, top of the area, no. Long-range attempt deflected out of play. Flying in was Bedoya, and it will be a Tucson corner. For just a bit of entertainment here, for a story that has certainly already been written. There's a Fort Lauderdale player injured. Oh, it's Venton Evans. And that is, it appears to be a left leg issue. So Venton Evans is down, and that would certainly cast a pall over what had been heading towards an absolutely glorious night. The trainers come over to Evans. We can't necessarily see what he's pointing at, trying to identify where he sees pain. He is sitting, that's a good sign. Venton Evans, 2 goals here tonight, and it is a left leg issue, and he's going to have to come off. We did not see where the injury happened or how it happened. It was away from the play. Meanwhile, Tucson with the corner, it's headed away. Played down, and now played forward. Dyron Reyes, can he get to this? No, he's taken down. Ball still free, whistle blows. And a yellow card is coming out, as you can imagine. And a red has been shown as well. And it was Noah Frankie picking up his second yellow. And he has been shown red. His night is done. A very dangerous tackle from behind. And Noah Frankie comes off, picks up a red card in the 95th minute. Perhaps a bit of frustration there led to that decision to try and make a tackle from behind. But the referee, Alejo Kalume, did not hesitate. And Frankie is shown his second yellow. And there's the final whistle on a complete night for Fort Lauderdale. There was never a doubt. Fort Lauderdale scored 90 seconds in and never took their foot off the accelerator. Fenton Evans, his 2 goals. He looks to be okay, just a slight hobble on his left leg. George Acosta, a goal and 2 assists tonight for Fort Lauderdale, part of a 5-1 thrashing of Tucson. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from tonight's match. We'll get right to it. There were a lot of them with that 5-1 scoreline. Second minute, 90 seconds in to be exact. It's Acosta. Picks out Abel Caputo, who finishes with a right foot. And it was 1-0 right at the jump. 39th minute, a free kick is stopped by Lapsley, but there's Christian Liu Young on the rebound to make it 2-0. And then Allen coming out of the locker room. His shot is blocked down, but Acosta there to clean it up. It was 3-0. Tucson would get on the board. Calixtro to Delgado. But Fort Lauderdale wasn't done yet. This is played through to Fenton Evans. Evans, patient, scores with a left foot. And Evans would do it again in the 87th minute. Acosta, his second assist. Evans punches it home. The perfect capper to a near perfect night for Fort Lauderdale. 5-1, the final. 18 shots for Fort Lauderdale, 10 of them on target. Just an unbelievably efficient match for Fort Lauderdale. Tucson wins the possession battle. Fort Lauderdale, though, the far more impactful team. 4 yellow cards tonight for Tucson, including the yellow that was shown with just minutes remaining on the watch. Fort Lauderdale riding high, 3 wins against 3 defeats on the season. FC Tucson still looking for their first victory of 2021. Your final tonight, Fort Lauderdale 5, FC Tucson 1, behind 2 Fenton Evans goals and George Acosta, his goal and 2 assists. I'm Ken Levicka. That's good night from Fort Lauderdale. You've been watching USL League One on ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.